You remember the adjuster, Luigi Mangione? Took out that, well, maybe or maybe not, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. I don't know. He took out that United Healthcare CEO, and then now we've got this guy that wanders into a skyscraper in Manhattan. And the news wants you to think he went to the NFL. No, dude, he went directly to the 33rd floor where Blackstone's real estate CEO was and took her out. Then we've got this politician somewhere, I'm only learning about this just now, where somebody busted into his office and covered him in gasoline and lit him on fire. Turns out this guy did something with these apartment complexes, sold them off to some corporation to where everybody's rent's gonna get jacked up, they're gonna get evicted. These are all common, these were adjustments. These are all adjusters. There's no the adjuster. Anyone is potentially an adjuster out to make a, deny a claim on somebody's success that's built on destroying lives. This is where we've made it in this country. When people talk about late stage capitalism and y'all dive into my comments and talk about, oh, that's a myth, and no, this is what it is. We are coming to the end of the game of Monopoly. In that game, you played it growing up, it only ends one of two ways. Either you play all the way through and one person ends up owning everything and everyone else has nothing. That's the point to the game. The original point when that game Monopoly was made was to prove that even the winner loses. Because when you own all of the money and all of the hotels and all of the houses and all of the railroads, everyone else in the game has no money to buy your house, to rent your hotel, to travel on your railroad. That's the point. Or, as it gets close to that end point, someone inevitably flips out and flips the table. And that's what these adjustments are. These are individuals who are at their wits' end. They've been driven to a precipice where they are forced to either let the end of the game just happen to them or flip the fucking table and make sure everybody loses with them. Mainly the current winners. That's what's going on here. These aren't unrelated. These aren't accidents. But they're also not some coordinated plot. This is the state of mind of the American people right now. You're going to have to fact check this stat. Fucking, you look it up. But I've been hearing a lot over the last couple of years that something like 80% of Americans are one $400 emergency away from bankruptcy. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Meanwhile, we've got the Bezoses of the world and the Elon Musks. And look, I'm not hating the players. I'm hating the game, okay? Look, let's all be honest here. If we had stumbled into a situation where we had kabillions of dollars and we could buy half of a Hawaiian island to build bunkers and shit like that, we would. Because we'd be looking after ourselves and our own. But it shouldn't be that. I mean, Elon I was talking about, they're projecting by 2030 he's going to be the first trillionaire. I think a lot of you don't have an appreciation for how much money $1 trillion is. I think a lot of you don't have a lot of respect for how much a billion is. A billion's 1,000 million. 1 million seems to be the cap where our brains, we can get there. $1 million, that's a almost unimaginable number to have just piled up in front of you, but our brains can get there. Hell, these days that's 2 houses, we can do that. But then 1 billion is 1,000 of that. $1 trillion is $1 million. That first number, $1 million on the table in front of you, where your brain's oh, I mean, that's rich. That's rich shit. That's so much money. 1 million of that pile of money is $1 trillion. Something's got to change. Something has to change. And I'm starting to think that these aren't going to be weird one-offs anymore. And don't let the news tell you that the fucking politician that got doused with gasoline and lit on fire, they're oh, it was a personal beef. But none of them say what that beef was, what their affiliation was. All we know about the guy is this shady fucking real estate deal he had with the corporation so far. Don't let them tell you that some kid that happened to play high school football went to the, where some NFL offices were in New York. Those things don't have a whole lot to do with each other. I get that there was a football held at one time, but that doesn't equal beef with the NFL. And some note scrawled on the back of a fucking water bill or whatever the fuck that thing was. This is, oh, frickin' check my brain, CTE. Come on. Dude was sharply dressed, nice gun, with a fucking strut, went straight to the 33rd floor, Blackstone fucking real estate headquarters. They're the largest single family household owner in the country, specifically in Las Vegas, where this dude came from to execute this crime. They're adjustments. These are adjusters. There's no more the adjuster. There's just going to be multiple adjustments until things change.